not really a hotel. It's a place where prostitution takes place. It's a drug den and a house of ill repute. You were leaving to check out in the morning. Why were you going out to get gas at 2 a.m?
I'm a travel dancer. I'm not a prostitute.
It's amazing how the story changes as we go along. You didn't notice for 3 months that a mushroom was in your purse?
Some folks who commit crimes plead guilty, own it, and accept the consequences. I don't show you those people because they're contrite and boring. This girl isn't. She might be riding the biggest raft of bullshit to float through Judge O'Donnell's courtroom this year. She pleaded guilty a while back, and today she's here expecting her sentencing to be a formality. Instead, it turns out she BSed her way through the pre-sentence investigation, and now she's here to listen to the judge take it apart and read her the riot act. Let's roll, nerds.
After the filing of the indictment, the defense did file a motion for intervention in lieu of conviction, which the defendant was referred for the appropriate evaluations. It's my understanding that report has been completed, and the state is prepared to proceed today.
All right, Mr. Hinton.
That's correct, Your Honor. We're in a position to proceed as well.
All right, you got a motion? I'll address the motion.
Yes, Your Honor. We did file a motion for intervention in lieu of conviction based on my reading of the various reports that were prepared. My client is eligible for said programming. I think that because this is a drug possession case, it certainly aligns with the intervention. I know that Ms. Riley is trying to become a nurse. She's already taken some steps in that regard. I think this would be an opportunity for the court and the probation department to intervene, address the drug issue, which showed up in the form of this conviction. And then there was also marijuana use, even though it's legal, still seemed to be a way to cope with anxiety and those sorts of things. I know that the assessment from Lake Geauga recommended an intense outpatient program, also recommended a mental health assessment and drug and alcohol assessment, as well as AA or 12-step meetings. I do believe that that would be an appropriate intervention plan. Riley does reside in Toledo, so certainly would make sense that she partake in her intervention plan in Toledo in the event that the court was inclined to grant same. Thank you.
All right. Ms. Riley, do you want to tell me why I should grant your motion for intervention?
Your Honor, at the beginning of my case, even on paper since the first day, I've been nothing but honest.
No, you haven't. You haven't been the least bit honest. But go ahead.
I made my way to come back and forth to Cleveland from Toledo to see my PO and make my way here. I am 19. I don't have a car. I'm not looking for any excuses or any grace with that, but I have been trying.
All right. What were you doing in Willoughby Hills?
I was on my way to PA,
For what?
Pennsylvania, to dance
To dance where?
at a club.
Kind of club?
A strip club.
Okay. Now, why when I read this pre-sentence report, don't I know that?
I mean, I don't know.
What were you doing with Martez Brown?
I was driving. He doesn't, I don't, he does,
How do you know Martez Brown?
I met him in Toledo,
Okay, where did you meet him in Toledo?
at a party.
Okay, kind of party.
It was, a block party. It was
A what?
around the 4th, it was a block party around the 4th of July, everybody,
In when, 2024?
around then, yes, sir.
Okay. And then what was your contact with Brown since then?
We were good friends. He helped me get around to where I wanted to go to dance at.
Okay. Who was the other girl in the car?
The other girl was one of my friends, Beyonce.
Okay, what was she doing? Was she going to dance too?
Yes.
Okay, so you only met, you indicated here that the only reason you know Brown was social media contact.
That's the only way that we contact each other. That's not the only way that I know him.
Why is that? Does he arrange this dancing?
No, he just took me to the places I wanted to go
Why?
to dance.
What was in it for him?
There was really nothing. Me and him, we messed around a couple times, things of that nature. Other than that, it was very broad, and I didn't have contact with him on an everyday basis.
Why did you tell the police you were there to see family members in Willoughby Hills?
He said that, and I don't know what they went along with, but we were going to the gas station when we got pulled
You
over.
weren't going to the gas station because you passed by like 3 or 4 gas stations.
That's also what the police said, but I was just in my GPS and going wherever he told me to go.
So at 2 a.m, you leave the Fairbridge, which is it's not really a hotel. It's a place where drug transactions and prostitution takes place. That's what it is. It's a drug den and a house of ill reputes where nothing goes on but drugs and prostitution. So the 3 of you leave the Fairbridge. Did you check out of the Fairbridge at 2 a.m?
No, he was supposed to check out the next morning because the rental.
Okay, so why in the world were you getting gas? Why did you leave the Fair? How long had you been at the Fairbridge?
I think we checked in around 10, maybe.
Okay.
My mother was in Cleveland at the time. I was supposed to see her in the morning. He was supposed to turn in the rental because I guess he got.
Why did you, if you were leaving in the morning to check out in the morning, why were you going out to get gas at 2 a.m?
He told me to get in the car and to drive to that address, the gas station, wherever the gas station. I'm not from Cleveland. I don't know where I was going. I was going where he told me to go.
It's not the point of where you were going. The point is, you guys, the 3 of you, get to the Fairbridge at 10 o'clock. On your way back from Pennsylvania?
No, I was supposed to be going to Pennsylvania in the morning after I seen my.
Then why were you headed back to Toledo? Because you had to get a different rental car the next day.
Yeah, he had to get a different rental car. He got the rental from Cleveland, apparently, because that's where he got it.
See,
I got picked up in Toledo, and I drove from Toledo to Cleveland.
when?
That night, that same night, well, a couple hours before that. I'm the only one with license, apparently.
When was the dancing scheduled to take place?
There's no schedule. I was going to PA. I was going to get a room for about a week or two, and I was going to stay down there and dance, and he was going to find
What
his
this
way.
sounds like to me? This sounds like prostitution.
I'm a
And
travel
Brown-
dancer.
And Brown sounds like he arranges the prostitution of you, Beyonce, and whoever else he does this with.
Your Honor, if I may, I'm not a prostitute.
I said it sounds like it. Okay? I can't.
That's what you're.
I can't prove anything, but Brown, who you met 3 times through social media, what you say in the pre-sentence report, now you say you met up at a block party 10 months before this, has 2 young girls in the car, leaves from Toledo that night on the way to Pennsylvania, checks into the Fairbridge at 10 o'clock at night, and is directing you to get gas at 2 a.m. But you're going to go right back to Toledo where you just came from because he's got to get another rental car.
No, he had to get the rental from Cleveland. We weren't going back to Toledo.
Okay. It's amazing how the story changes as we go along. How old is Martez Brown?
I have no idea.
How old is Martez Brown, Ms. Solashin?
He was born in 1988, 36 years old.
All right.
He's going to jail. No contact with him.
Sounds like he's in jail, Your Honor. We haven't had any recent contact with him.
I don't know where he is. I don't know why he's in jail.
In Toledo.
He had several pending charges in Lucas County.
What kind of charges?
Theft, if I'm remembering.
Were you involved, when you got involved in that theft in Toledo, was that with Martez Brown?
No, that was from when I was 17 years old, a kid, and I was with my friends.
I don't know how that firearm got in a rental car. How'd that firearm get in a rental car?
I got picked up right in Toledo, and I drove from Toledo to Cleveland. I didn't even know there was a firearm in the car.
When did you arrange this dancing to take place in
It
Pennsylvania?
was the night before.
How did you do that?
I literally said, I made a post on Facebook saying that I wanted to go dance in PA, and he slid up on it and said, I'll take you.
Why in PA?
Because I heard that PA is a lot of attraction there, and the clubs there.
Where in PA?
Pennsylvania.
I know, where?
I don't.
Big state. Huh?
It was Erie. I don't know. Erie, Pennsylvania. I don't know. I can't remember. It was so long. I never got to go. The plans never fell through. Cool.
What was this mushroom doing in your purse?
I've had it in there for a couple months since around my birthday, and I forgot it was in my purse.
What were you doing with it? Why was it in your purse?
I used to take mushrooms, but I wasn't under the influence of the mushroom. It was sitting in my purse.
It's a long time for a mushroom to sit in your purse. You didn't know it was there?
I forgot about it.
What else is in your purse?
I don't take them on a regular.
You know, what else is in your purse?
What was in there that night?
Yeah.
It was just a mushroom that was in there. And the police told me that the key to the safe was in my purse, but I didn't know about that because my purse was sitting in the passenger side with Martez right by his feet. I don't know if he slipped the key in there or whatever the case may have been, but I didn't know that until the police told me.
Well, what else is in your purse normally?
My phone, lip gloss, money,
And you didn't notice for 3 months that a mushroom was in your purse?
I wasn't.
See, I don't believe that either.
I mean, I knew it was in there. I just wasn't, or I wasn't thinking about it at the
Okay.
time.
I don't know what's going on with you. I suspect what's going on with you. Okay, so you want me to place you on intervention and develop some sort of plan so that you stop going in and out of courts, right? What is your problem that needs to be addressed on intervention?
I struggle, with anxiety, my mental process. That's why I do smoke marijuana and things of that nature. Mushrooms just to escape. I have a lot going on. I've been at STNA since 16. I broke my leg, my back pain, whatever the case may be. But just trying to go through life and figure things out. That's how I cope.
What are you trying to figure out with Martez Brown?
I'm not trying to figure out anything with him. I haven't had contact with him. That's what I keep saying.
I know what you say, okay, but I have a hard time believing what
Well,
you say
it's true, he's in jail.
because you're not honest with me since I've been in here.
Yes, I have been honest with you, Your Honor. I haven't really had contact with him since I've been in jail back in June.
They don't have any clubs of dancing in Toledo?
Yes, I danced in Toledo also as well. I travel dance. I don't want to stay in Toledo.
Okay.
But I wasn't coming through your city to be a menace or cause disruption or anything like that.
That's not the point, okay? You weren't much of a disruption, right? You probably would have been more of a disruption had Willoughby Hills got a little bit more into what was going on with the three of you guys, but but the problem is that you don't want a conviction for this possession of mushrooms, right?
Yes.
Because that would affect your STNA.
It would, Your Honor.
Nursing school, I think.
Right. Okay. But your primary focus seems to be the traveling dancing stuff.
It's not my primary focus. I have to pay for school.
I think if she could get the STNA, it would assist with that as well.
Well, she is an
I
STNA.
mean, if she can continue on that course.
Okay.
And your position was stopped.
So how long have you been traveling dancing?
Just since I turned 18.
Right.
Yeah, I've been an A since 16.
And so what is the extent of your drug problem?
Before I started, before my PO let me know that, it was 4 or 5 times a day I smoked marijuana.
How can you work as an STNA if you're getting high all the time?
I mean, not at work or before work, but after, if I go, not the days that I'm working, but when I go home after work, as soon as I get off of work, I'm smoking. Before I wake up, a couple hours before, just to.
Well, so why do you smoke it?
My anxiety, anxious.
What does your anxiety stem from?
I'm not quite sure. I think that's why I need to figure it out. I have a lot of trauma and things of that nature. I've been through things in life. So it's just getting through the day and coping. It's hard.
Well, I don't know what your trauma is because it's not contained in any report because you never brought that up to anybody.
I mean, my PO, and when I talked to them, we talked a little bit, but
I know that mental health evaluation was recommended.
I know that, but so what? Based on what?
Well, it makes me think she may have brought some of this up even though.
But isn't it important for me to know that stuff before I implement a plan? How can I implement a plan if I don't know what I'm trying to resolve? That's the problem. Nobody can be honest about anything. Because this is like a big cattle call. We just bring them in, we bring them out, we bring them back in, we bring in another group. Get them through, they come back. Everybody comes back.
I won't be.
Because there's no effort to solve the problem. Now, how am I supposed to help you solve your problem if I don't know what your problem is? How is it humanly possible to solve an unknown problem? But your concern is not solving your problem. Your concern is getting the hell out of Lake County and getting back to Lucas County so you can do whatever it is you want to do. That's your concern.
No.
Yes.
That's why I came to turn myself in so I could handle my matters.
Well, you're.
I never ran.
The guy the
Second.
bondsman that posted your bond, who was that bondsman?
I'm not for sure.
How did you, when you called to get out on bond, what bondsman did you call?
I didn't call anybody.
And how did he show up with the bond money?
In the
Let me
beginning,
guess.
when I bonded out in June, I didn't bond myself out. It was somebody else. It was
Who
somebody.
arranged it?
I do believe Martez,
Right.
his people. I'm not even. I don't even know who's all on the bond list. That's my thing. I was just paying it after I got out. I've been paying on my when he went to. I've been paying it because my bail's bondsman called me. To my knowledge, I didn't even know who bonded me out of jail. To be honest.
Wow.
Then, when I missed my court date on the 25th of November, I was in contact with my PO and Corey, and I made plans to turn myself in. I don't even know who I was really speaking with at ABC Bell's Bondsman. He told me to be there at 4:00, and that's what I made sure I was there at 4:00 to turn myself in. I don't know how this goes. I've never been in trouble before.
Well, you have been in trouble before.
I've never been to jail before.
Now, in the Lake Geauga Recovery Center's report for this intervention, the evaluator talks about cannabis use disorder, which is moderate in nature. And what's your history of using these mushrooms?
I used them about twice. It's not a reoccurring habit with the mushrooms. I did them for my birthday and a little bit before then, and after that, it was pretty much over. I don't use mushrooms on a.
She told the evaluator the only time you ever used it was on your birthday in 25.
Yeah,
Just told me twice.
so once or twice. But
Okay.
maybe a day before my birthday, and a little bit before my birthday, and on my birthday, but it was pretty much that one time.
She says in here that you deny any history of mental health treatment as well as any history of abuse and or trauma. That's not what you just told me a little bit ago. So which is it?
I think I've had some trauma, but I don't
What?
like to speak on it.
What?
I mean, I've had some things that happened in life that I don't like to speak on.
Right. So, do you understand why I'm asking you that?
Yeah,
Why? Why am I asking?
because there is not, what I told the reporter and what I'm telling you is kind of wishy-washy, but I mean,
Well, it's not
I was
wishy.
taught,
It's not wishy-washy. One's true and one is untrue.
it's true regardless. I didn't, well, I would tell a therapist that I got raped or whatever the case may be. I wouldn't tell a random reporter that I don't know. Like, oh, okay, like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, okay? What I'm saying is, you want me to place you on a plan that's going to hopefully get completed to prevent you from coming back to court either here or Lucas County or Pennsylvania or anywhere in between. But I don't know what the problem is. Therefore, I can't implement a plan if I don't know what the problem is. And if I can't implement a plan to solve the problem will recur over and over again. And you won't be 19 coming in here, you'll be 39 coming in here. Hanging around guys like Martez Brown and Beyonce and whoever. Don't shake your head. No, I'll never be back again. I'll never be back again.
And this is not the life I want.
Okay.
I that what my consequences right now, and I know that that's not what I want. Like I don't know what you want me to like. Depression, anxiety. I've been like raped. Like what else do you want me to say? Like that's
I don't want.
that's how
I don't want you to say anything. What I want you to do, what I wanted you to do was be truthful with the people evaluating you so that I would know what the problem is. So the problem could be addressed. So right now, okay, you and Mr. Hinton want to get on a plan and go to Toledo to implement the plan. Well, here's a shock on me to follow up, to make sure that you're implementing whatever plan I come up with, which is ill-advised. Okay, this is a disaster in the making, is what it is. Problem. Department who arrested you guys. You've made this process very difficult from the start. Very, very difficult. For what you want, okay, you have made this process for me impossible. I'm trying to figure out statutorily why this isn't even an intervention case, if all it is moderate cannabis use disorder. Apparently you can stop whenever you want to because you go to work for 8 hours at a time and don't smoke. And then the other 16 hours you're smoking. So you can stop, but you don't want to stop. Maybe, I don't know. It seems like from what you're representing to me as you stand here, that the root of your problem is some sort of past trauma and or abuse that I don't know anything about. And if you could manage to deal with that problem, then the other problems would go away, the depression, the anxiety, whatever it is. Of course, that isn't in here anymore. Okay. There are no mental health concerns in this report that was presented to me.
Those were literally my words I told her. She said, "How do you feel when you do not smoke?" I said, "I'm irritable. I get very angry. I get depression episodes." I literally told those words to her.
Okay. So I don't have the slightest idea where to go from here. What's your position on intervention?
Well, Your Honor, I don't disagree with anything that's been said here in court. I think it's statutorily hard to say that the defendant qualifies for it if there aren't any drug or alcohol problems or mental health issues. However, maybe there are some that we're just not aware of. I don't know. Perhaps the defendant could speak again with like Giaga or the probation department to shed some clarity on these issues.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. In order for you to convince me to devise an intervention plan, you're going to be re-interviewed by Ms. Friend, and you are going to discuss with her in complete honesty any past trauma, any past abuse, so that I know that when you come back here. So, Ms. Knaus, I would like Ms. Friend to perform this task immediately so that I can bring Ms. Riley back here after having been informed of the source and extent of the trauma or abuse, so that I can do something that is going to benefit you in the long run, instead of pushing you through the system where sure as shit you would end up back again. That should be your goal. Whether it is your goal or not, I don't know. But if it is your goal, you can't attain that goal without addressing what the problems are. So if you could have Ms. Friend contact Maria and say when, beyond immediately, this report will be done so we can get Ms. Riley back here and figure out just what the hell we're going to do. It's on you to be honest with them, okay? There has been, despite what you say in the pre-sentence report, there's been no accountability. The avoidance of accountability started on May 25th when this arrest happened, and has been going on ever since, okay? Accountability means being completely honest with what happened, how it happened, why it happened. And for your benefit, I hope Martez Brown is in jail for a long time, because he's certainly of no benefit, or other people like Martez Brown that you've been hanging around with for too long. Nobody in the traveling dancing business gives one shit about you. They care about how much they're going to make off of you. And I don't know if you realize that. You may make some money off of it, but they're making money off of you. They're using you for whatever purposes they have. Guys like Martez Brown and every other slug who's there to take his place now that he's in jail. So you go back and talk to Ms. Friend and we'll meet again.
All rise.
As far as bond,